Hello everybody and welcome back to Railroad Tycoon 2. Today we are going to be doing the fourth scenario of the 2nd century campaign, which is the Edelweiss Express. This takes place in, is it Austria? I think it is Austria. In 1946, our free bonuses are electric track building, goods revenue and station building. We're going to avoid the electric track building and probably stick to diesel in this case. We might have a little sprinkling of electric, but we'll see as we go. Goods revenue is exceptional. This in the late game could be an absolute killer, but this for sort of some rapid expansion could be massive, especially given the fact that there's some opportunities to place quite a lot of stations actually. And this means we can, like I say, go for rapid expansion. The goods revenue plus 30% though is really nice. I'm going to go for the station building so that we can expand quicker, because we do have competitors who are potentially getting well, I think they start off stronger than us, actually. There's no way to really take them over, to my knowledge. We'll see. Alright, let's go ahead and play the scenario.
One of the most beautiful regions in the world has been smeared with the char and filth of war. Austria needs your help to rebuild its rail lines. Because of the diversity of terrain and limited funds, some real serious thought needs to go into this project. Everyone's weary from the war, but it must be done.
1946. Austria's rail system is effectively destroyed from the war. Staying neutral in the growing tensions between the East and the West, Austria has to rebuild from the devastation without aid from the outside. You can negotiate access rights with your neighbours, but don't expect it to be cheap. To get Austria on her feet, you'll have to improve service dramatically. So, for the bronze, move 500 loads of cargo by the end of 1965. That's 19 years just to move some cargo. That's easy. Silver, move 1,000 loads of cargo and achieve lifetime industry profits of at least 5 million by the end of 1965. I feel like that is relatively easy to achieve, given the fact that I also quite like going down the industry route myself. Now the gold though, move 2,000 loads of cargo, achieve lifetime industry profits of 10 million, that's double the original gold, that's overall profits from all industry in your lifetime, and a personal net wealth of 30 million by the end of 1965. That is tricky, so we have to be very profitable as a business and very profitable, well, personally as well, really. So it's going to be a toughie. We've only got 19 years, which is, you know, if it was about 25, I think that'd be okay. So we have got Vienna over here. Oh, Vienna. This means nothing to me. There we go. It took about 1 minute to make that reference. Anyway, we probably want to connect to, I reckon, Linz is usually quite a good start. We already have some industry potentially here. Running some little trains back and forth could be a nice way to go. We've also got, there's no steel mill there. That's kind of a shame. That is kind of the big one. This is not a great spawn, although you've got the steel mill. Now, and the test one I did, that was not the case. There is absolutely nothing here, though. I don't like this at all, if I'm being honest with you. We do have some iron and coal here, so it could be worth getting right someday and then sending a train sort of, yeah, across here and making contact with Yugoslavia. Yeah, well, that could be very profitable. Though there's Yugoslavia National, so that might not be possible either, really. I want to have another quick look at coal and iron. We do have coal. No, you demand coal, sorry. There be coal in them hills, but to be honest with you, it's not looking very promising, if I'm being honest. Here. Iron there, coal there. This is not amazing, to be honest with you, but we've got to make do with what we've got, so that's a shame. The steel mill is just the no-brainer. It's kind of the only way to really get the gold. I am debating whether or not I should maybe get another spawn, because I feel like getting a steel mill down here is the only way to really achieve that. Well, you know, I did just notice we should really connect to Czechoslovakia, because this has steel mills galore. We've got some iron right next to it. That's very profitable. Okay, that's going to be how we expand. The two companies that we are competing with, Yugoslav National, will obviously start down here in Yugoslavia, and Dutch Bundesbahn will start in Germany. So that they also do not have rights to go to other territories, at least not at the start. I don't know if that changes. I'm going to guess it does. So yeah, I guess that's what we'll do. Yeah, I still want to make the connection from, I think, from Vienna to Linz. just feels like the right way to go. What other things do we have? We do have a sheep farm, so already we could have gone down the goods route. I'm already regretting that decision. That's kind of a shame. But that is what it is. I think getting some passengers started would be the best way to go, though. So we've got the large station. At least we only have to spend 100k on it. We could go down to Bratislava, but we'd have customs there, and that could be a bit annoying. We've got St. Polten there. Not really that fussed. By there, I think instead I am much more interested in connecting down here. Do have to try and get some track kind of going. Don't know if we want 1 or 2 trains. Let's start off a single. What have we got? That's actually quite... Yeah, here we go. Oh, hang on. That bridge is kind of expensive. Just in case we do want to double it up, I think I do want to do this. Yeah. This is the way. 200k though, but the steel bridge is the way to go here. So let's go ahead and, I guess, plonk this. We can probably put this here. I probably didn't need that bridge to begin with. But we do have coal here, which we will probably send all the way up to Bruno. I'm going to call this Bruno. Got some iron there. That's going to be very profitable. Then again, we've got grain here. There's no bakery there. There's grain there. I think I am going to do this. And instead, we'll send a little train with a teeny baby station there. Right, let's have a quick look at our locomotive selection. We have quite a selection. We do have my beloved GG1, but I don't think we're going to see it this playthrough. On this one in particular. There's quite a selection. There's some nice cheap electric trains. We have the class 1020, which is one of my personal favourites as well. It's nice and efficient. But I also happen to notice this one right at the bottom here. The F3A plus B. Acceleration fast, above average reliability, a little bit pricey to run, but its maintenance costs are really low and it's super fast. It's actually faster than basically really almost anything, because if you look at the 2% gradient, which we're going to have, obviously other than the GG1, but that requires a massive infrastructure overhaul. Should really have looked at this first. Goodwill higher, stock prices lower, that could work for us. Track maintenance higher, acceleration faster. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this one here for the increased goodwill. I can't buy anything else yet. Right, we're going to single track this up, and we've got to get this first route going. This is nice. Look at this. This is easy currently. Oh, there we go. That one. Yeah. Look at this. 3% there. I don't like that. Can we get it going this way? Let's try and sort of reverse engineer this. Sort of. Yeah, that's the best we're going to get it. We're going to have to take out a bond just to buy a bloody train. But that is what it is. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Let's stop this for now. We can take a lot from Vienna. We're going to go ahead and take 5 passengers and a mail all the way to Linz. This should be quite profitable, I'd have thought. I guess we'll give you a caboose. But we may take that off. Okay, so we'll start off this. We'll build up a little bit of capital, and then hopefully we can expand from there. Such as... Oh, do you know what? Hang on. I did say we needed a nice little cheap train, possibly, to go between here. Now, let's say we made a single electric track along here. 99k. Yeah, well, you know what? That can work. That can work. That can absolutely work. Let's do this. Can you sort of do it this way, maybe? No, we'll have to do it like that. That's fine. Okay, very good. This little puppy, I think, we have enough money for maybe a better train. Very good, very poor, fast, above average. This is probably the one to go for, fast and very good. 17 and... Is it 17, what, 18 was that? 18,000, 17,000 maintenance costs. We really want to keep those maintenance costs cheap, so I'm actually going to go ahead and bring this out. You're going to wait for a grain. You must be full. And you're going to take that down here to Linz. All right, good. Because this isn't going to have as many passengers and mail, so if we can take a little bit of food across, that will work quite well for us, actually. So there we go. Our competitors have already started building out there and down here, so they might actually eventually get into Graz. We also have the distillery here. Something to consider. There's our train. Yes, I don't think we need the... I don't think we need any dividends for now. There we go. That's already in it goes. Okay, lovely. So we can actually get some food across. We can get some basic industry going too. This also just helps increase the amount of carriages we're taking across as well. We've got the Alco PA1. I still much prefer this F39, whatever it is, plus B. What do we name? F3A plus B. I just realised I made a mistake here. You shouldn't have anything. Okay, from here, we're going to grab probably this, the food, and a mail, I reckon. That should go down quite well. We needed this. There it is. Oh, the Linz Lapper. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead and actually build a roundhouse. A sanding tower, I think is what we need, right? Let me double check that. I've already bought stuff. Sanding tower, we don't need a water tower. Can I have a quick look there? Yeah, we're going to need a sanding tower on the other side. That should just about get by oil-wise. So I think we'll be fine. I think we just need to build a sanding tower here then. And you'll be okay. Sanding tower. We also want to build stuff like a saloon in these two stations. Probably a good way to go. And the large restaurants. 58,000. Yeah, let's do that on both of these two. Because they're going to be taking a lot of passengers. We will get the hotels going at some point, but I think getting that going first. Oh, hang on. You've already lost those. Yeah, let's... Sorry, unload just the end carriage if you could. Yeah, okay, very good. Really maximise this revenue. Fantastic, okay. That's quite profitable indeed. 600k, I love it. Alright. Okay, first year's been pretty solid then. Might want to buy back some shares actually early on. I think I will. I think I will do that. Especially before the stock split inevitably happens. This does give me a little bit more of my own company. They appear to be buying my business, which I don't like. I don't like that at all. Maybe I want to buy theirs. As part of the United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration, you have been given 150,000 to aid the rebuilding of Austria. Sorry, I kind of blasted through that there, didn't I? But that's good news. I want to get a little thing going here just so we can get that sheep farm. That would be quite a good thing to grab. How are you looking up here? Perfect. Okay, we've got a whopping 600k now. I feel like you should be making a lot more money than what... Oh no, you've gone for a terrible station. You will not. No, you will not. Alright. Any good managers? I did skip the first year financial reports, but I've not seen anything interesting there. 2 food. You know what? You can probably... I was going to say maybe you can take a second food. But I'm half tempted to get 2 trains going at some point, especially if we work in the sheep farm. We can get a good... Yeah, we're going to double up on the trains is, I think, the plan here. So I'm going to go electric track. Probably not that way. Probably this way instead. Looks pretty good to me. Let's just sort of see what we get here. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll have a separate line for this. Yeah. That's the way. All right. First of all, let's get... Should we do it this way, maybe? Yeah, that's the way. Some wool. Go take it here. Yep, that seems okay. Oh, luckily the 5% gradient's not an issue. Because it's electric and it's going to be this thing here. And this is mighty fast. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll take the 2 wool there. We'll say it needs to be full. It doesn't. We'll just take it to Vienna. Come back empty. Come back completely empty, just so you can get up that hill a bit quicker. Okay, fantastic. Right. You are going to take all of that for now. Yeah, take all those passengers. We might actually want to get some telephone poles going here. Because that is taking a little while to turn around, isn't it? Yeah, that'll increase turnaround a good bit. Okay, you're going to go back here. You've got to be full, so let's go with this. You know what? You're a reliable train. There we go. We'll go for that one. Okay. Then we'll double the track up. We can add a second diesel engine and we can pretty much double our revenue. Start picking up some of these buildings as well. And we'll be getting more industry profits as well. I'm rather happy about that then. You're good. You're mediocre still. Now, this should always be good though, so as much as I need to give you a sanding tower and such, I'm going to go ahead and put, you know what, I'm going to put that sanding tower in now. I would like to purchase that building though. It kind of depends on whether or not you can get across in time. Yeah, that is what it comes down to. Just to get the ball rolling on our industry profits. We'll have to see, won't we? 431k, that's alright I suppose. So remember, all the buildings within the station also cost 50% less. That's quite massive actually. That is actually worth a lot more. A lot more than I realised. So yeah, you're going to go... I'm going to go with a caboose to reduce that breakdown chance because we want to keep this going quite nicely. And over here, you're going to take off that, and instead you're going to take goods. Right, that looks quite nice. Picking up industry is something we do want to do, like I say, sooner rather than later. Can we actually issue any bonds? We can lower our debt, but I don't know if that's worth it right now. Buying businesses is something I absolutely want to do. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and buy on margin. I need to increase my own percentage of the company I own here. Right, pause. You're going to be profitable. You might be, but I can't rely on that just yet. It's not until I get that second train going. Mediocre. I don't think either of you will be, so let's wait there. But this will give me a little bit of extra money, at least. Which is great news. Okay, split 2 for 1. Probably could have bought back some stock, actually. But again, businesses. I need to invest in expansion. That's only 10,000. You're good. You're lucrative. Okay, well, that's interesting. Perhaps over here in Vienna, is one going to be enough? I take a full year. Kind of do 2 trips a year, don't you? That's sort of what you're doing at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to wait on that, and instead, train safety, passenger revenue being higher. Right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy back some shares while they're cheap. Buy back some stock. Then I'm going to go ahead and pick up the train safety manager plus the increased passenger revenue. So that'll automatically give me a nice buffer on my purchasing power. So suddenly I can actually pick up a good bit more. That's not too shabby so far. But I really do need to think about lifetime expansion, at some point very soon. Once this train's in, we're creating another service right away. In fact, you know what? I should be issuing debt for this if I'm going to add another train. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to do that. Okay, we're just about to finish doubling all this up after the first train arrived there. I think we're all doubled up. Excellent. So, that is really good news. We've got a good bit of industry here too. This should all start becoming a lot more profitable, so we're going to go ahead and pick up that quickly whilst we can. Boom times ahead. Okay. The Vienna... Ooh. Vindicator. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's pick up the sheep farm before it does get acquired. We're in December. Okay, very nice. Okay, we split again 2 for 1. My salary's going up. Our revenue is fantastic. Yugoslav National making a loss. Not good. Luckily, our competitors kind of suck. We got a bit lucky. They've chosen to expand over here, though. That is probably good for them, actually, to get away from that terrible station. So what are we looking at then over here? Mediocre still. Is this bakery profitable? Yes, it is. That's excellent news. You should be much more profitable now. Good. That means we're generating at least about 50k a year, 60k. But we need to up that massively. So let's go for territories. We do want to connect to Czechoslovakia, which is at a whopping 1.4-ish million. We do also want to increase our profitability of our current stations. So Vienna and Linz. Do we have enough money for this large hotel? No. Fine. That's the way you're going to be. That's the way you're going to be. You can take in additional goods. And you can take an additional foods. That way it kind of keeps it even and we keep supplying them. That should work well. 200, oh, that's really nice. Yeah, these two trains are going to be very profitable. Between the two of them, they should make at least 600k a year. But we're still going to need to work out what we're going to do up here. I do think it'd be nice to get some steel going there. Where would we take that steel afterwards, though? That's something I haven't really considered. We do have a cannery here, but we need to find some produce, which is there and there. Not bad, actually. Also, does anybody want any gravel? We appear to have a lot of it. Oh, hello. Yes. 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 Okay, you're the one with all the gravel, too. Salzburg. Also, tool and die factory. Very nice. Now, because the conditions are hauling a large number of cargo, in terms of the actual, quantity, we do need to consider, actually... Oh, hello. Okay, the F9's pretty solid, actually. It's a really nippy little thing. I'm going to go ahead and buy some more shares. I do need to consider shorter journeys just to get more cargo going. There's a landfill there. An electric plant would be valid then, if there's landfills about. Prague is very good, isn't it? Right, I'm just repaying some debt right now, or rather, trading down my debt, so it's a little bit cheaper to maintain. I also think I want to look at expanding down to Salzburg. Whilst we have it, we might as well use it, right? That would make the most sense. Investors are excited. Okay, that's very good. I do like this manager, but I may have to sort of switch over to something else. 10% higher, train safety higher. That's not bad, is it? That ain't so shabby. That ain't so shabby. Yeah, I think that's actually better. I'm going to go with this one. Okay, how much have we got then? We need something to arrive. Lovely, you're just about to go into Vienna. Once it's there, we'll have passengers here. We'll also have... I think this is going to cost us about... Not too much, actually. Let's build you along... How far? Here. There. About 500k to get this started. Debating whether or not to go electric. I think we're not going to go electric here. It's a little bit too far. So we want to do this. And double up the track along here. There we go. Very good. So this is going to be a diesel. But which diesel is it going to be? Probably still... The F9 is pretty good though. Very fast, but we don't need something too fast. This is slightly cheaper. I think I'm going to build this one. Right, so from Linz, you're going to take some passengers. Probably, you know what? I might have you take some food. And then take a couple of gravel. Yep. Down to, was it Salzburg? Take 2 passengers, this, a couple of cement. Nope, that's the wrong one. Caboose. Lovely. That will be a very effective service. Oh, for some reason I've done it again here. Have a look at that. Oh well, it's already going, isn't it? So instead of having 2 passengers, you're going to go... Sorry, 2 food, you're going to go... An additional passengers there instead. Would make the most sense. There we go. Look at that. Double goods. That's really good news. No pun intended. And it just happened that way. We don't seem to be making a lot of money from these industries. It just feels like they're growing kind of slow. I feel like these numbers should be a lot higher. I'm taking 1 food. You took... You already took 2 food, so actually that's going to go into this year. Plus, this one down here is also taking some food. Yeah, that's going to be a much more regular moneymaker, I'd say. I might even, dare I say, at some point we might lose the passengers there. But we'll see how we get on. How are you looking? Yeah, you don't need any additional things in the station here unless we want to shorten the turnaround time. I might go for those telephone poles just to assist with that. Just get things going quicker. It doesn't have much in terms of, you know what? Let's just make it a bit shorter, turn around quicker. Alright, we are already at 1 million here, which is excellent news. How are we looking? 1.5 million in profits. Mediocre gravel pits. the cement. How are you looking? Lucrative. I shall indeed pick you up. Yeah, you're going to be very profitable. And if you're going to take 3, you might as well take 3 cement back with you. That would make the most sense. All right, excellent. Okay, whilst debt is kind of cheap, it might be worth looking into potentially paying for this expansion now. We can take this out with 2 bonds that are only at 5%. You know what? I'm gonna have to be a little bit wild here and do such a thing. So let's go ahead and take out a bunch of bonds until they're no longer at 5%. Wow, that'll do. That'll definitely do. All right, over here. Gonna have to expand through debt. The only way. Let's consult Czechoslovakia. Okay, very, very good. Could buy back some shares. That will have just wiped out our share price partially, but I'm going to go ahead and actually pick up some of my own here. I'm then going to look at building out. All right, give me a moment. Let me think about the best way to do it. I am tempted to get into Prague early in case they get cheeky and do make the connection themselves, if they can make that connection themselves. Prague is just so... That could be such a massive money driver if we can make that work. But I am very tempted to lean towards industry. I do think Brno, however that's pronounced, I might just call it Bruno, is also a good way to go. There, you don't demand any steel, which is unfortunate. You don't demand any steel. Nobody demands steel anymore. Look at this. These two are right next to each other. Then you demand steel. Oh, that could work so well. Maybe that's the way to go here then. A few little bridges though might be needed, although to be honest this is probably cheaper, building a large station, cutting this across, yeah, to go to here. Oh, that would work beautifully. Pick up everything from here, some coal, there you go, and then you can take the iron down here, and this steel mill is going to be massively profitable. Then from the steel mill doesn't even need to supply anything, it'll just be naturally profitable by itself. That sounds like a good way to go. Let's have a quick look at where does demand steel. Literally there is nothing. It is... You demand steel. Oh my goodness. One place on the map. Alright, let's go ahead and make this happen then. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and build this here. I hope I've got this right. We're going to go diesel still. We're going to do... make sure that this can actually... Will this be okay? I think it will be. Let's just make sure this is in line. Yes. That should be fine. It just needs to be a single track that comes up here. Done. Yeah, that's beautiful. That is actually, like, so perfect. Okay, let's begin, shall we? You can get started along here. Got to wait till these trains are full. They're going to go 2 iron, 2 coal. Then it's going to stop over here. We've got to make sure we keep the cargo on the train. Sell any demanded cargoes, leave undemanded cargoes on the train, which is what we want to do. Pick up an additional 2 coal. Again, must be full. And it's going to take that to Brno Crossing. Okay, and then go back empty. Might go ahead and slap hook a boost just to reduce that chance of breaking down ever so slightly. And keep this going, but that is probably the best we can do here. That'll be another 3 buildings plus the steel mill we can pick up. That's going to be very nice for industry profits, plus the sheer quantity of cargo here. Just at least will build up over time. I will have to check in on the numbers at some point. That's kind of perfect. You know, put the station first, and we'll go ahead and do... I'm thinking you can... Yeah, let's build the station first here as well. That's it. And that can even cut across really quite nicely. That connects to everything. This isn't even much of a distance. That's kind of exactly what we're looking for in this scenario. Again, keep it cheap, regular track. Gonna go ahead and build that. Do you know what? Why don't we take the steel back here and just... Oh no, it's aluminium, not steel, isn't it? What am I on about? What are you going to take back? Passengers, I guess? There's no cattle there? I think there's cattle somewhere down here, no? No, it's just sheep farms everywhere. Yeah, I guess we're building another one of these. You can take 1 passenger, 4 of these, make sure you're full. And yeah, that's more or less it. 2 passengers and a male. You don't need to be full, you don't need to have anything, to be honest. Just make sure you're taking something, ideally. In case you're wondering what port supply in this scenario, which is only down in Italy, I can see why it's valuable potentially making this connection. Yeah, cotton, oil, and passengers. Pretty valuable, actually. So, you know what? It might be worth connecting to Italy and doing something cheeky here, because there's some really good stuff. We can get a lot of food going, a lot of cattle. Venice to Trieste with stupid amounts of cattle. Okay, another year in the books. We have got... My salary is 35,000. Hauls, right, loads hauled 150. Lifetime industry profits 500,000. And personal net worth 1.5. Remember, we need 2,000. We need 10 million. We'll easily get that, I reckon, at this pace we're going at. And personal net worth, yeah, so that's under 10%. That's 5%. Personal net worth is going to be... You know what, we're actually doing okay on that front. I am rather tempted to do something along here from Brno down to Tabor. And we can stop off and pick up some cattle. That could be a thing we do. Right, I have picked up almost every single thing. Yep, no, we have not. But I almost picked up every single bit of industry down here that we've expanded to. So this is going to help us a lot on that front. And it really is just about sort of, I guess, utilising whatever we have along here. There is a lot of like sheep farms and stuff like that. From Prague, we kind of want to take passengers from there. So it might be worth getting some cattle just along here instead, actually. Alright, we are in December, so the question is, oh, the city of Munich has offered you a bonus of 1.5 million to connect Vienna to Munich. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Cost a lot to get there, but we'll see. Right, that was a nice boost to my income there. 68,000. Let's have a look at what one of these does. 21,000. Down here, the coal mine, 46. Yeah, alright, very, very good. Is everything down here still okay? For instance, 37. Yep, that looks strong. How is the cement? Oh, 67,000. Can we pick up the gravel pit? We can. That's very lucrative. That's check that just in time. Need to think about utilising maybe more. We've got the grain silo, the sheep farm, and the meat packing plant. Perhaps we get like a little train going back and forth here. Although, I could have the grain supply the cattle. Maybe we just use the goods here. Yeah, let's do that. Get this as far along here. There we go. Of course, we've got to make this a little electric train, don't we? So, I think the little graphical glitch there. Oh, I made this line up nicely, didn't I? Make sure this is... no, please don't do that. Please do... Just make sure this is all electrified. Yeah, we're going to go for this one. Because it's going to be quite a bit coming back. So from Tabor, if you want to take 3 grain... you're very reliable, so you don't need to do anything else. And you can take, I guess, 4 cattle. Yeah, pretty much. Something along those lines. I don't think it will need to be that much cattle, but still. Yeah, let's get started here. Might not be able to make this connection here work to Prague just yet, but we'll see how we get on. Right, with our first lot of cattle in and a nice bit of money as well, let's go ahead and take a look over here. We've got... I think I would rather just keep this side of Prague. And we'll do it like so. That still covers an awful lot, including the textile mill for the sheep farm here. So this is going to be a double track. It's not going to be electric, although to be honest, there is value in that. The GG1 costs 1836. It would be half the price to actually run. Let me have a quick browse of this. If we were to make this electric, just how much more expensive it would be. Do you know what? I think I'm leaning towards running electric so that we can get the GG1 going. Although I have to build it over here, don't I? That is as far back as we can push this. Right, going from here, because I think I'm going to run 2 trains probably. 400. Although I will expand sooner because I can't actually purchase a train, can I? Nothing else is close. Oh, I'm really in 2 minds about this. That just saves us quite a bit of fuel over time, you see. What manager have we currently got? train speed being faster, electric track building being cheaper, 40% cheaper. I'm going to keep this guy. He's too good. The passenger revenue and the safer trains are quite nice. We'll keep it non-electric. Yeah. As much as I love the GG1, I am going to go with this because it is cheaper now. And we want to get the quantity going here. So we're going to go 1 passenger, 2 wool? Probably 2 food, 1 wool. I'll go 2 wool for the first one. Come back here. And you're going to take a silly amount of passengers and 1 goods, essentially. Yeah, that's basically what it's going to be. Yeah, and that's more or less that. We will be using a lot of the industry here in Tabor, and then at least the textile mill over there in Prague. Alright, I've built the other train. I'm also building all of the passenger-related buildings as well, so we can bolster that revenue. Gonna go ahead and do something similar here, but not with the infrastructure. Telephone poles, large restaurant, saloon. We can't build that, so okay, that's fine. That'll have to do for now. I think this train will be okay. I want to let's just sort of stagger them a little bit more than that. Okay, very good. Yeah, we might as well just get those passengers moving back and forth. Yeah, we could probably get a lot more if we go for distance, but I think the number of the cargo loads that we need to haul, we really need to up that number. So going back and forth here would make the most sense, I think. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then you can... Nope. Prague. There it is. Large hotel. Alright, so at least that'll give us some more revenue. The 1 standing tower and roundhouse over here seems fine. You've got telephone poles for at least a slightly quicker turnaround. I don't see any other problems here. I know you're missing a passenger, but that'll be fine. Profits at 2 million. We're just going to continue playing this independently. I might actually have to start picking up some stuff here. I think I do. Even you're going to be profitable soon. Right, I'm going to buy back a little bit of stock here, because we kind of need to think about stuff like that, just so I have a bigger percentage of the company. Economy cooling. Oh, that was bad timing. Still, I can pick up some more, and I will at some point do that. Okay, we've got a recession ahead, so it is probably time to start buying back some shares, and I'm going to do that. I'm also going to try and pick up a little bit myself. I have a bit of purchasing power, but I do need to be a little bit cautious at times. These trains are running pretty bloody empty, aren't they? Here and there. Make sure they're both running identical. They are. One from Prague. I think that can maybe do this. Yeah, let's go 1 less here. Yeah. Probably no need to take that many. 2,000. Yeah, they're buying my shares as well. They know what's up. They know what's up. I own... Yeah, I've only got about a net worth about 2 million. But we will get there in time, especially once I buy back some more stock. I want to get some grain going over here up to Rakovnik. Because that will just supply like a lot of extra cargo. Whoa, that just jumped up to a whopping 1 million. Alright. I think we can do this. Is that absolutely what we want to do? We should utilize everything we have here first before we do anything. We have... What do we have here? I am actually tempted to really just buy back stock for a year, you know? That is... potentially something we do here, but I think I'm gonna do this because we do need to. Yeah, we are gonna do this. We'll have you come up like this and go in here. Probably gonna have to be quite a big station, I reckon. But that's fine. So we'll go teeny little station here. Like, I don't know. Can we go? Oh, that would be why it's not working. Lovely, right. To the bakery. We could potentially try and grab these houses and maybe get 1 passenger, but that feels a little bit pointless, really. We'll go for a large station, absolutely, so that we can cover everything. Chemicals and grain. We could utilize some of these chemicals maybe at some point, but like down here, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of liking these little isolated pockets that we've got going here. I think this is probably the best way to go. So over here we're going to build the roundhouse, the sanding tower, and the grain silo. just to boost... mind you, it's probably going to be such a short journey. Is there really a point? Probably not. Alright, over here you are also going to be this. Yep, you're going to be that one. Alright, 4 grain. Get the caboose. Over here you need to be at least half full, I guess. 4 food. Doesn't really matter if you're full or not because it'll match whatever the first one is. And that's it. Done. Oh, that's a nice train, isn't it? Good acceleration. Below average there, but that's not bad. Very good on hills and mountains. So that's something we may want to consider. Something I might actually do from Prague Junction here is take some of these grains, actually, and take them back over here. And you take nothing. And then instead over here, you can take 6. So yes, that sounds a bit ridiculous, to be honest. No, you should be going to Prague Junction then. Yeah, do that. Grab the 2 grains. Off you go. How are you looking here? Yeah, pretty good actually. That should work fine. Okay. I like it. Right, we've got 10 years to go. Let's just assess our situation. So, yeah, pay cuts, whatever. We are halfway to the... No, we're almost at the bronze level here. So remember, 2,000 is what we're looking for. Lifetime industries at 3 million. We need to get to 10. We're already a third the way there. Personal net worth, we are not even 10% of the way there. So you can see where we are lacking. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the industries that we have here. Okay, now, so... and then we're going to buy back a lot of stock. Yeah, that is absolutely what we're going to do here. Unrest grown in Hungary. Discontent students and workers hold demonstrations. Government reforms demand. Soviets out. Love this. Scientist Paul Mullen discovers Bigfoot in nearby forest. Oh dear, stock prices up 15%. Hello, that is... I mean, temporarily good, but... Nah. Kind of hoping to buy more. I did buy some shares back, I should point out, as you can see here. So we are getting there. In fact, we're looking, we are getting a bit better, but I think that's where I'm going to falter, and it's always where I've faltered in the past. Probably should focus a bit more on expansion rather than buying back stock, especially if the economy is going to suddenly get a little bit better. Let's have a look at how much some additional bonds would cost. Yeah, it's at 10% yield, so the economy is not doing that great. We might indeed... Oh wow, stock market reacts dropping 20%. Okay, well, there you go. There's my in, isn't it? Oh dear. I'm going to buy back some stock. There we go. Very good. Okay, got a second chance at that. I kind of want to consider getting some steel across the map, because that's going to give us potentially some massive money. We'll probably want to then avoid taking any passengers here. Right, I'm going to need to take out a couple of high-yield bonds here, but I'm going to do it. We'll pay them back as soon as we can at the start of the year. I think it's worth getting the ball rolling on this right now. There it is. Okay, first train. Go. We actually have made this work. Look at this. Passengers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Steel. And this is where I think that end game, the goods scenario, would have been potentially quite useful, actually. Taking all those goods. We'll go 2 and 3. Sounds pretty good to me. And then you can start taking some goods, I'd say, from next time. Yeah. That should work. We will double track this up at some point. But for now, it's just going to stay as it is. That's not as profitable as I was hoping, but hey, that's fine. It's actually quite a smooth journey, really. Right, I'm changing this to... probably, yeah, extra passengers. And you know what? This little train here is going to take one less passengers, so as to spare it. But you know what? You can have access to the mail that's here. So, yeah, that'll do. That'll be fine. Fine. We're at the end of the year. I'd like to get kind of 3 of these trains going. I've put a sanding tower over here for next to nothing because of the reduced costs, if you recall. Right, let's go ahead and end the year. Right, we are 7 years away from this completing. We need to... Okay, we need to double track this. No, there's something wrong with that. I don't like that. I think instead we'll go for this. We need more trains. More trains! Yeah, we're going to have to go for this. Okay. There we go. Not bad at all. Why are you being very difficult? I don't know, but whatever. You do whatever you're going to do. All a bit strange to me, if you ask me. Yeah, that's very inconvenient for everyone involved here. That's going very slow as well. That's because it's out of sand. That would be why. Right, once that's gone, come on, come on, come on, come on, and there. Right, I don't know what was happening there. Can we correct this? Yeah, there we go. That's better. Honestly, looks dreadful. We've got 900,000 here. We need to continue expanding. We also need to continue, I still say, buying back shares. What is the current economic sort of... What's my annual report? That's not my annual report. I need to go over here. How do I get the annual report again? Nope. I actually don't remember. Player screen, market screen. Average interest rate 6%. It's very sort of meandering, isn't it? Buy back some stock in the meantime, because that will always help. GP 18, very strong train that is, actually. Okay, you've got no sand apparently. Did I not build it? Oh boy, okay. I'm going to have to do something real quick about that then. Sanding tower there. I also think I want to build some passenger infrastructure. There we go. See, this is what I was on about. At least the train back is going to be very profitable. But we are going to want 3 of these trains. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and build that 3rd train now. Hopefully we didn't just lose too much money. We did lose too much money. Right, just about picked up this grain silo in time. I wonder if they couldn't pick up my businesses because I haven't actually made any... Yeah, I actually, come to think about it, economy's back on track. Okay, that's good for the stock price. Train 14's been robbed? How are you getting robbed? How dare you? Steel revenue being higher. Bridge building being cheaper. That's all useless. To be honest with you, station building even cheaper is kind of nuts. If bridge building's cheaper, hang on, there's something to this. And we go across here. We expand into Italy. Because what I would do is build a large, maybe just a medium one here, because we do have quite a bit there. I also would just love to get a station between these two. Could be nice, especially with the ports having stupid amounts of cotton and passengers. I don't know if that is the way to go, though. There is a lot there. Hungary would be nice. Must remember to build customs houses here. Something I haven't really thought too much about, actually. So that's very, very important. We're gushing cash there. We're going to get a good hit of cash at the start of each year. So from this point, I'm also going to pick up that tool and die factory, as that will be very good. Yeah, 3 trains here is probably enough. That will work quite well, although it does make me some good money. Getting a 4th train wouldn't be the worst thing, would it? No, not at all. The only problem is you kind of get in the way. Right, that's my 2nd breakdown in the space of 1 year. And these are also my first breakdowns. I'm starting to wonder if these are coming out of service soon, which would be kind of a little bit of a disaster in terms of our capital expenditure requirements. Now, here's where I can see my goals. So I've got 800 loads hauled. I need to absolutely ramp that right up. I have completely... I think missed the boat on this, really. I think gold is out of reach. I hate to say it. I think silver is doable. We've already achieved the silver, at least in terms of that, but we need a lot more loads hauled. Yeah, I think I do. I think I'm resting on my laurels a little bit much here, which, like I say, is why I think getting the cattle over here could work quite nicely, but it does involve a little bit more politics. Although, you know what, being able to afford that in one go ain't the worst thing. So maybe we do continue doing that. Would be nice to have some more profitable trains, of course, so I think that is high up on my to-do list. I am leaning towards getting a 4th train going here, because this is profitable. This is profitable, and it does make good money. And like I say, it helps the steel mill out. That could be about 170,000 potentially that could be making, so I'm going to go ahead and Smash another one of these into service. And we want to regulate this ever so slightly. Okay, that doesn't affect me. We have actually split 2 for 1, which is a really good sign. Revenues are really high, but profits not so much. That's also a good sign in a way, because we can be much more profitable. That's annoying. Do we share bridges? Do we have 2 separate bridges? Feel like 2 separate bridges, and then you can take food back this way. Loads of passengers, unlimited passengers really, can go across, but we need to get more stuff going. And that's what I'm going to do here, I think. I might even do it this way. Yeah, that's how we're going to do this. Could get that cattle as well. I don't think that's necessary. Single track? Probably a single track will do. You're going to have your own separate one here. So go like so. Probably make it a large station. All you have to do is connect to... Yep, that's it. Very good. That's it. That's a lot of cattle we can get across there. Is there a bit of diesel? I think I might go for that GP18 actually. 1549. Yeah, do you know what? Let's go for you. You're a lot more reliable. Really what I should be building here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And you don't need to take anything back. Off you go. Right. That's a good start, isn't it? I'm going to go ahead and build this here. I'm going to go ahead and also pick up some more shares. I own nearly half my company. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a load more there. That's going to go straight across. We'll go ahead and put this here. It just shortens the distance between them. And yes, this is also going to be a GP9. Oh, that's... Yeah, no, we will do that. And we're going to do that now, right now. So I'll go issue bond, 6%. Hello. Can you do that again? Yeah, this is kind of as good as it's going to get for us. Yeah. That's really nice, actually. We've got to wait for this first train to do its thing. Partially, anyway. In fact, that'll probably do. GP18. From Venice, you're going to take just loads and loads of passengers. Loads and loads of passengers. In fact, all the passengers, please. And over here, we're going to go passengers 3, food 2 will be enough. In fact, food 3. Yeah. Lovely, that's really good. Right, want to make sure that we get all of the benefits here. There they are. That's probably the best we can do. And same here as well. Lovely, right. I don't think it gets much better than that, to be honest. We'll go telephone poles. Turnaround is quite important. Maybe I should go over some of the stations and double check that, actually. Telephone poles here. Gosh, these ones here keep breaking down. That's not so good because they're now a little bit congested. Not much I can do there, to be honest. I might just leave that as it is and pretend like nothing's the matter. Okay, we're almost at 1,000. We're at 7.8 million in lifetime profit. It's just about increasing my personal net worth. So buying back shares like an absolute mad lad is the way to go here. We do keep getting 2 for 1 splits, but that's fine. As long as I own more of the company, then it's worth doing. So we'll just keep buying back shares at this point, I reckon. Although, I just realised the 2,000 cargo, I don't see how on earth we achieve that. Really don't. I mean, we probably should have just gone with every single little bit of industry. It's probably the trick, isn't it? Really. Like here, we've got cattle there. We probably should have gone ahead and brought that over. Yeah, stuff like that. Do you know, I can build a second train here, actually. A second GP 18. That's the one. That's the number. Yeah, they've got loads of food. Although it's just about to take 3, don't forget. But that's still very promising. So what I'm actually going to do here is actually... Yeah, this. Why do you insist on being a little bit annoying like that? It's very... Oh, I've just made you electric. Oh, that's just cost me money. Oh, that's very unfortunate, really, isn't it? Okay, another 2-for-1 stock split. We're actually rapidly increasing the share price here, which is promising, really, really nice, but I just don't think we're quite gonna get the results that we need at all. I think I've been a bit lax on the number of cargo, actually, that we're hauling, and that's going to be the thing that lets us down, because we're only just about coming up to 1,000, if I'm not mistaken. 1,100. Whoa. End of 1965, right? Surely if I take anything, that would technically work. So I can take, like, I can haul cattle if I want. I just won't, you know, it'll count towards the number, yes? That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Well, we still have this station right here in Bratislava, which I've completely neglected. So I'd go ahead and build something here. We can actually have that coming up here, perhaps to Vienna, and that other station right there, with some goods is kind of what I'm thinking of doing here. So we're going to go ahead and build a little, I think we will make this an electric. Got the money. Do I want to spend the money doing that? I think I do on this occasion. Our overheads are pretty hefty, and you know what? I am going to go ahead and make you the beloved GG1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. And yeah, that's going to be your thing. Off you go. Get going. And we're going to go ahead and build the basics here. Roundhouse, sanding tower, all that stuff. And over here, we could have you connect to Vienna, actually is an option. In fact, that's a very, very good option while we're at it. Yeah, maybe double track this a little bit. It's electric, and do you know what? Bratislava. From Bratislava you can take 1 passengers, 4 goods to Vienna. And then from Vienna, go back empty, because you've got nothing left. In Vienna Crossing I put, that would explain. It needs to be Vienna itself. That makes a lot more sense. Yes, passengers, double passengers. Take this here, go back to Bratislava. There we go. Yeah, that looks quite good actually. Uh-oh, we have indeed had a train wreck. This is not looking... This route here is just lethal. I think I might need to replace all the locomotives. They're struggling with all of that steel. Like, really struggling. So what I'm actually going to do is replace you with a GP18. So at least one of them's replaced. One of them should work. Alright, how are we doing? 1,200. Yeah, we're only getting about 150 a year, so we are going to fall short, unfortunately. How short, though? I don't know. I don't know. You're already at 4 wall, but to be honest, we might just leave this as it is. Have you do your thing. Although, really... Ah, right, customs. Yes, that is a thing. You have a stupid amount of passengers. In Vienna, then, we'll actually take 2, really. And we're going to go ahead and make, you know, a second GG1 that does the exact same thing. Right, 1963, we are looking, wow, 4 million in profit. That is actually quite impressive there. But we are struggling for carriages, I believe it is. Let's have one more look on the overview here. 500 in the space of 1 year? Is it by the end? I can't remember, but I'm pretty much going to let this one play out because I don't think there's much more I can do here. Now, I did buy back my own shares a fair bit. Maybe that stunted me, but then I'm only halfway to the target there of the personal net worth. The industry net worth we've done really, really good in. Okay, that's an issue, but hey-oh, that is what it is. Okay, it's 1965. Here are the final numbers. We were only 150 shy on the loads hauled. We absolutely smashed the lifetime industry profits, but our personal net worth never even came close to the 30 million that was expected from us. So, never mind. I think we did okay, though. I'll take a silver. Thank you very much.
Well, there were some close calls, but you managed quite well. Now there's a faint call for you from Mother Russia.
Alright, so apparently it's back to Russia. So I guess the gold for that scenario, maybe you have to do something with your competitors, maybe you want to go harder on the stock early, but then you kind of need to compound that rail growth, really. So those loads hauled we still fell short in, didn't we? So I still think maybe I should have utilised every little tiny bit of industry. That perhaps would have been the key to success. Anyway, at least now you know. So thanks for watching everybody, and I shall see you next time.